He's got to step down. Deschamps has to step down. Don't be fooled by the scoreline. Don't be fooled by the scoreline. I'll get to Yamal. I'll get to Spain, but let's just raw reaction from what I've just seen. So people will say, "Hey, 5-4. It was so close. It's fine." And people will just look at the score and say, 5-4. Oh, that was a very close game. But people forget that at a point, Spain were up 4-0. At a point, Spain were up. So this was like 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, 3-2. At a point, Spain were up 4-0. They were up a circumcision. I am not paid to be a manager. I'm not paid to be in training. Didier Deschamps, you're in training. You look at these players, and it is your job all day, every day, to look at every single French player that's around. See, I kept hearing about this Cherki guy, Cherki, but I just kept hearing the name. But it's not my job to look at every single French player. Deschamps, this is your job. So all through those training sessions in Clairefontaine, and you guys, do you know what was so crazy? I think it was Eurofootcom, who I follow for like football news on Twitter. They actually posted a video of Cherki doing crazy stuff in training. Say, oh man, look at Cherki who went crazy in training, where he balled out. And that clip went viral. So you're in Clairefontaine. You are regarding what every player is doing and playing. And you don't realize that this guy is your number 10. I think Olise is a baller. But if it's between Olise and Cherki in the number 10 playmaking creative position, Cherki is definitely better. So how do you mess up when you say, okay, we're going to do a 4-2-3-1, and you don't realize that the guy that should be in that number 10 position should be Cherki, who, as we can see, is the new Griezmann, is the playmaker for this team. So I'm confused. I don't want to go into those controversial areas. I don't want to go into the Benzema, North Africa areas, because I don't even want to go there. I don't even want to go there. All I'm saying is that there's a guy called Adrian Rabiot that starts due to DEI. That's what I'm going to say. Look, if you're De La Fuente and you're Spain, you're like, you should be happy but cautious. You should be happy because at a point you were winning 4-0 and you were cooking these guys and you were destroying France. But at the same time, you're like, wait, how were we up 4-0 and it ended up 5-4 and we're literally holding on to a lead where we should have been out of sight when we're up 4-0? So if you're De La Fuente, it's going to be a thing about don't bring on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air's mommy, aka Vivian. Because all he came on to do was score an own goal, and you just have to train on better concentration in defense. Because lack of concentration, lack of maturity in defense is what allowed France back into the game. And Spain shouldn't have conceded all those goals that they conceded if they were better in defense. Because there's a narrative brewing. Now let me clarify. I believe the Ballon d'Or should go to one Ousmane Olusegun Dembele. That is what I believe. That he, given everything taken into account based on how he's played and the trophies he's won and the trophies he's contributed, and his contribution to those trophies won by PSG, he should be the de facto Ballon d'Or winner. But I'm not the journalist. And a wise man once said, a Moroccan by the name of AK, from the hangout, lasting image. I'm not one of those journalists. If I was one of those journalists, I'd vote for them. See, I don't want to have Yamal is my personal choice, but Dembele has done too much over this season. But there are many journalists that will say, Yamal Dembele. They'll look at this game and they'll be like, a 17-year-old, just while the Dembele was on the same pitch, a 17-year-old dropped a two-piece. He dropped a two-piece. And this is just not me. For many journalists, they will look at this game and they'll be like, my lasting image was when both Yamal and Dembele were on the same pitch. Who came out on top? Who turned out to be better? And this shouldn't be the end of the season, should be the UCL final. How I grew up is the end of the season it goes from the start of the season to the Champions League final. Everything after the Champions League final should not count. But that's just not me. I'm not the guy counting. And some journalists will go into there. I'm saying that, you know what? Yamal and Dembele were on the same pitch, and who came out on top? Yamal came out on top. I'm just going to go vote for your boy Yamal. But whatever the case may be, guys, who cares about the Ballon d'Or? We have to sit down and appreciate the special talents of this freaking teenage sensation. Because, guys, we are living in the world of one Lamine Olusegun, first of his name Yamal. And as football fans, we should all appreciate us witnessing perhaps the most talented teenager that we've seen since Gets Real. Like David. Oh, no. So sorry. And last, so quickly. Deschamps must walk. Did Deschamps walk? You see, do you know that thing that was pissing me off? I wish it was 4-0. I wish it was 4-0. Because it's 5-4, I can get through it and everything. They should have been beat 3-0 by Argentina in the World Cup final. Mbappe saved him. They should have lost like 4-1 or 5-1, but Cherki saved him. So Mbappe saved him in the World Cup final. Cherki saved him here. Sack this dude. That's what I'm doing. Like the vid, subscribe, join us for our post-match reaction.